Each week at this time we do something called the community moment. It's an essential part of our program because we're all about not just having one or two or three voices up here talking at you, but it's really about kind of hearing from the diversity of life experiences and wisdom that's right here in this community. And so the community moment is a time to present a short, 10-minute or less, thought for the day that kind of helps us look at life in a new way. It might be a topic you're passionate about, it might be a life experience you've had. We've had all kinds of great community moments. If you'd like to do one, please get with me. My name is Mike. Mike at HoustonOasis.org. Mike Aus, A-U-S is the last name. Send me an email, Facebook message. We're scheduling, we were covered through July, and we're scheduling into August right now for community moments, so we'd love to hear from you if you have an idea. Today we have someone who's done community moments before, and they're always thought-provoking. Let's welcome back Amorette Kwan.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Awesome. All right, so have you ever, not quite tall enough for that, have you ever tried to convince somebody that their holy book was false? Have you ever tried to convince somebody that their politics were wrong? How did that work out for you? So, you say, but logic, dinosaur fossils, and all of this evidence. And they say, you're just spouting nonsense. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to make psychological mental biases work for you instead of against you. So just like those people who couldn't be convinced against their current belief system, you too can install belief systems that are actually good for you, that you can't be convinced out of. So that's the basis of the talk today. Make your own luck. So we're going to learn how to stack the odds in our favor. May the odds be ever in your favor. We're going to start with easy to remember, A, B, C. So A, step one, aim your mind. So assume you can first. That's very important. Assume you can. Assume you can run that half marathon. Assume you can actually get up really early in the morning. Assume you can do whatever habit you happen to be wanting to pursue. For example, in 1993, there was a researcher called Shafir, and he did a child custody study where he asked, he said, who should get custody of this child? And there were two parents in question. There was a parent A, who was a normal parent that would be really good for the child, and parent B, who had both positive and negative behaviors described. So this person is very, very close to the child, but has to go on business trips very often. So the framing of the question, the way that the question was asked, actually changed the mind of the people who had to decide who got custody of the child. When asked who ought to have custody of the child, the answers were all, hey, obviously, parent B, because what you highlight in that question is the positive behaviors. This parent B is very, very close to the child, so obviously parent B ought to get custody of the child. However, when the question was asked the other way, who should not have custody of the child, the negative behaviors of parent B, oh, this person's gone all the time, were highlighted, and parent A instead was chosen for custody of the child. So you can see that this is a bit of a double-edged sword. It is a tool. Keep that in mind. It's like drink responsibly, aim your mind responsibly, and make it work for you. So if you're starting on a project and you say, oh, I want to get healthier, or I want to find a job, or assume that you can first. Assume that you can. Assume that you can change that habit, and you will automatically start thinking of ways to do it, because you're aiming your mind in that direction. So that is first, change yourself, right? So aim your mind is focused on your personal internal world. So ask questions like, how can I do that? How will I be successful doing whatever it happens to be? Second, build your space. Build your personal space. So what I'm going to talk about is triggers, essentially. If you have ever heard about triggers in habit formation, this is basically what it's going to be. So have you ever run again, like you're walking around your house and you see a pile of dirty laundry, and you think, oh, I need to do my laundry, right? Or you walk around your house and you see, you see, for example, like if you happen to be hungry and you see an apple on the counter, you're like, oh, I can eat that apple, instead of going into the fridge and eating the rest of your brownies, right? So that's how you can build. So that's an example of how you can build triggers. So that's also scientifically proven. Wansink, a food psychology researcher in 2006, did a candy bowl experiment. Basically, with 40 secretaries, he set a candy bowl, and tried to figure out how you could modify how much candy was eaten out of the bowl. And so for people who are looking to be a little bit healthier, this is a very appropriate study. And if you have the candy bowl on your desk versus 6 meters away, so very far away, or if you have the candy bowl is opaque versus transparent, if it's visible and it's closer by, you will eat 1.8 or 2.2 more candies a day than compared to if it is far away and or not visible. And so that's actually something that we can use, right? We can create our own environment inside our house or inside our office space where we can promote those behaviors that we are trying to change into. And so, for example, I have this. Yes, it is a canvas, sort of. But it says make your own luck, and I put it right next to where I will sit down every day to work. And so it reminds me, I need to make my own luck, right? Another thing for if your office happens to be dreary, you can put emojis everywhere. This makes me very happy. It might not work for you if you don't like emojis, but it works for me. I look at it and I think, yes, this is a cheery place. I love my office. And so it helps a lot. And so build triggers in your environment. You know, put on your exercise clothing if you want to exercise in the morning. Put it on at night or put it on the chair, right so that you can basically walk into it and you're like, oh, I need to exercise because my workout clothes are out, etc., etc. So we've gone through aim your mind, so A, B for build your space, and now C for create your tribe and community. And this place is actually a great example. So be around the people that you want to become or you want to emulate. So many people have heard you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. How many people have heard that phrase? Oh, okay. A few. So now you've heard it. For example, Nolan and Cialdini in 2008 did a study again. It was a very large study, 271 respondents, where they were trying to improve the energy conservation in California. And it turns out that they were trying to give different messages to see how they could reduce electricity usage in these people's households. There were 4 different messages that were given. There was the control, so no message, of course. The environmental, it will save the environment. Yay! Turn off your light. The hey, you really need to make sure that this world is okay for your next generation message. So social responsibility. Then the hey, it'll save you money. So money saving. And then last one was everyone else is doing it. And that was actually factually based because they did a wider survey previously that proved that there are certain statistics about these areas where it's like, oh, well, 77% of people happen to be doing this particular behavior that will save you electricity. So it was factually based, it wasn't made up. And so all four of these messages were randomly scattered into these 271 homes in the form of a door hanger, or one of those things that you hang on a door to remind people, hey, save energy. What happened was, after 1 month, so they tested 1 month and 2 months, you reduced the households that got the social normative message. So basically, everyone else is doing it message. Everyone else is doing it message. Reduce their energy consumption more than everyone else. So the environmental responsibility, the social responsibility, and the money factor actually didn't change everyone's mind as much as the everyone else is doing it argument. Now this could be used for good and evil, of course. You can see how these are all tools that you need to be used responsibly. But as is the case today, when you're with a group, a community of compassion and reason, you will improve your compassion and reason. So thank you, Oasis. And for example, having the blood truck, Commit for Life, blood donation truck out there reminds you both as a trigger and as a community, everyone else is doing it. Oh, I see people coming in and out of the truck. I want to do that too. And triggers your sense of needing to belong. And you will be more likely to give blood today because Oasis as a group is giving blood. And so I would really like to, okay, I'll wrap this up. So just remember, if in order to make your own luck and form your environment to make sure that you are more likely, stack the odds in your favor, to do what you set out to do. Remember the ABCs: aim your mind, build your space, and create your tribe and community. So where are you going to aim your mind today?